Okay. Peace and blessings and namaste to all light warriors, workers, and everything in between. It is I, Sophie, today, and I have a very important transmission. Very cryptic, but very important, okay? If I'm not looking directly at the cameras because I really can't find it, I'm not home. So this is going to be pretty bad. All right, but here we go. Listen, first of all, let's get this out the way. The interview with the sister is going to take place sometime this evening. If I can get the video uploaded, okay, in time, then we'll go ahead and publish it this evening. If not, it'll be available to you guys first thing in the morning. But I'm still excited about this interview with the sister because I know that it's going to be profound as we feed off of each other energy. There's something very important that happens when divine feminines get together. All right, but stay tuned for that. Let's get into this important transmission. Okay. This transmission is for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay? It is cryptic. It is. But you'll be prepared. Okay? If you follow me, you'll be prepared. And that's what we really want to do is get everyone prepared. Okay. About a few months back, I can't actually remember how long ago it was, but it was some months ago. I was interrupted. I was on a three-way call with a divine masculine brother of mine and also a divine feminine Ima Geveret, okay? And she's going to know who she is when she sees this video. And while we were all having this conversation, we were interrupted by an angel, okay? Pay attention. And all three of us picked up on this angel's energy at the exact same time, okay? Because all three of us are connected to this realm, to this dimension, okay? Now, this angel, when he came, he had his head down. Like he was either embarrassed or ashamed, okay? And when I looked at this angel that I know, who I'm very familiar with, when I looked at this angel, I said, what is wrong with you? You know, what's going on with you? This angel said, I lost my sword. Pay attention. Pay attention. He said, I lost my sword. Well, automatically we all, got into the house. Why? Because angels are known to have their swords. How do you lose your sword? Something that is so much, very much a part of you. And this angel said, I don't know. He said, I don't know. I think I may have put it down somewhere or somebody has taken it. I don't have my sword. Okay. So I said to this particular angel to meet me at the sacred space. Now, up to this point, what I need to tell you is there is a particular angel that I created in the astral realms and in the ether realm, a sacred space, a bubble, a huge bubble, okay, that I sealed with protection all around it. And in the inside of this bubble is healing. But the beautiful thing about this space that I created for this angel alone, okay, nobody can enter in unless he gives them permission. And this was the place that I created for him to go and heal and to contemplate anything that he needs, okay? Now, I told him, we'll make you another one. We'll get you one that's bigger and better than the previous one. Ima, the Geveret, now says, well, Sophie, I want to help. Can I help too? Because I can get my dragon to forge it. So I said, okay. And this angel gave us permission. All right? So we went into his sacred bubble. All right? Where he alone goes and nobody's allowed to bother him. And we go into this bubble that is sealed with protection. And I begin to think on how I'm going to forge this sword. Okay? And this sword was going to be 3 times bigger than the sword that he previously had. I knew that. The second thing was I needed it to operate and only be active with the spirit of truth. So I forged this sword so that if in the case that this angel was facing dark spirits, negativity, negative spirits, or just energy that's surrounding us trying to do him harm, that it will start to vibrate. Okay? And this would be a warning to him that whatever he's encountering, he needs to be aware or either dissolve the energy. All right? Keep going with me. I craft a sword and I put that intention in it. It can only be used in the spirit, in truth. No matter what truth that is, it can only be used with the spirit of truth. And I enchanted this sword. I also enchanted it with the fact that, once again, it vibrates, okay, when they're in the presence of negativity or evil, okay? Also, I created it that it had these little inscriptions on it that was, the only thing that I could describe it as is it serves as a seal, okay? It serves as a seal and it operates in the spirit of truth. This sword, once I put the intention in it, Ima comes around, her dragon forged it, whoosh, okay? And this sword is now refined, it's beautiful, and then she and I together say a last prayer over top of this sword. The wielder of the sword can only wield it in the spirit of truth and power. And this sword will remind this angel or alert this angel when he's around negativity. All right? Pay attention. So she gets her dragon and we forge the sword and then we sit it upright and it's just floating. It's just floating in the middle of this bubble and this angel is pacing and he's staring at it. It's luxurious. He wants it because it's part of him. Okay? It's his natural gift. It's part of him. He wants the sword. But when he went to go reach the sword, he couldn't. He couldn't, right? He flew backwards. And then he looked at me like, what good is this? So I went up to the sword and I grabbed it with ease. And I showed him. I said, this is a double-edged sword. It will only work in the spirit of truth. It will never work to do evil. And you have to be of purity to be able to use it. Okay? You got to be in the spirit of truth to be able to use it. Can't use it for evil. Okay? So, you have to get some cleaning done and you'll be able to wield it. Okay? So, this angel sees me grab the sword. And I take it with me back down to this realm. And I'm wielding my sword. And when I look into the higher realms, I see this angel pacing in his sacred space. His sacred space. He's pacing back and forth. And he's being conflicted. Okay? Now this is the conflict, the inner conflict. This sword that I forged and that we sealed together. Okay? Ima and myself. And she is a Geveret, by the way. She is a empress, okay, that is past the age of 55, which qualifies her to be a queen mother. But she's also one that is heavily overlooked and underestimated. And God did that to her, just like with me, for a reason. But this Ima has a power that, ooh, Lord, if I don't talk to her on the phone, I could get out of hand. Okay? But, so she helped me with the sword for this angel. All right, now, he's pacing and he's in contemplation. He's pacing, he's in contemplation. He sees me with the sword, and I brought it back down to earth. And I've been wielding the sword. And in his mind, he's conflicted. Half of him is proud. The other half is annoyed. All right? Pay attention. The annoyance is because that's his sword. How dare I wield it and it belongs to him? Why was he unable to grab the sword that I just made? So as this time goes on and I'm using the sword, this angel is getting agitated. And it's not so much directed at the fact that I have it, but more directed at the fact that why don't he have it? Okay? Where's the disconnect here? Where's the disconnect? So, as time starts to go by, periodically, I check in. I don't go into a sacred bubble unless he invites me in. And when he feels like inviting me in, he will. And that's when he expresses his deeper truth there, okay, about everything that is going on, right? The things that you wouldn't know. And he does that with his trusted people, the people that he knows it's not going to hurt him, okay? That's not going to stab him. That's not going to betray him. So I haven't been in that sacred bubble in a while, all right? But I have been observing it from the outside. It is still sealed. It is still heavily guarded. It is still divinely protected. But each time I look into that bubble of his sacred space, I'm noticing he's getting closer and closer and closer to that sword. Pay attention. And the reason why he's getting, sorry, I'm just blowing up. Everybody's texting me. Okay. And the reason he's getting closer and closer and closer to this sword is because he desires it. He knows that it's his. He knows that me having it is only temporary. Okay? Pay attention, people. The last time I peered in there, he had his hand in front of the sword like this close. And there was electrical pulses coming from it. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because some of you are going to be in a very rude awakening. I need to explain some things with this cryptic message. Okay? And you need to understand it. This angel at some point in his walk lost his previous sword. Okay? This previous sword was the sword of truth, but it was a faultier version of it. Okay? We got together and we perfected this sword. And we perfected this sword for him alone. Okay? He gets frustrated when I'm using it. And then sometimes he gets proud. But that's his own thing. You know? Okay, because he's battling with himself. He's battling with himself right now. Okay? Now, what he's failing to realize is the sword that I carry that is his is not permanently me carrying it. Okay? That everything was done by design. Okay? And the reason is because we all have to get to a certain point of righteousness, the mind, the heart, the equilibrium, to get to the spirit of truth, which means we can't be always pulled this way. We can't be always pulled that way. We have to understand how to balance things out. This angel is in the process of learning that right now. Okay? Right now. The reason why I'm putting this out to you is because the moment this angel grabs this sword, there's going to be hell to pay. He's going to be out for blood. And I'm not talking about a physical thing. I'm not talking about nastiness. I mean, once he's able to grab that sword, everything about this angel is going to quicken and awaken immediately. And it's going to be a transformation so quick and fast, it's going to make your head spin. And once that happens, when he turns around with this angel, with this sword, I've seen all of this. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. When he grabs the sword and he turns around, his vision is going to change. Okay? Pay attention. Especially to those of you who know and who's been rooting and fighting with me because of this. It's on its way. Be of good cheer. Okay? Now, this angel takes the sword. It automatically quickens and awakens everything in him. And when he turns around and he faces the people, now he sees. But he doesn't see the people. He sees the energy behind the people. Okay? So, a lot of the energy that is negative, he's going to destroy. Okay? The problem is he's not going to be able to identify who's who because he's going to see them in energetic form. This is why I'm telling you, get yourself together. A double-edged sword works both ways. It will cut you if you're not right, and it will cut someone else. But it is the tongue and the sword of truth. And once he starts to walk into this truth, the negative ones are going to start falling by the wayside. Okay? The energy is going to be destroyed because he's going to be angry. He's going to come through with eyes of fire. And he's going to be able to see everything that was done to him, done to others. And when he sees it, he's going to be out for blood. See, Abaddon is already here, but he's dealing with a certain group. This angel was called to deal with the righteous ones, the spiritual groups. I peek in and I watch this angel. Every now and then, I don't do it all the time, okay? But me and my spiritual teams, and our ancestors, the universe is watching. The whole universe is watching this one angel to see what truth he's going to grasp. The higher realms, okay, the higher dimensional beings are positive about this, okay? And they're going, wait, just watch the transformation. But some of the lower dimensional beings are going, no, he's not going to be able to change. He's not going to be able to do this. He's not going to be able to do that. And they're counting him out. Simultaneously, that same thing is being played out on this earth. Okay? Higher vibrational beings are praying and manifesting the right outcome for this angel to step into his purpose. And because when he does, he's going to be a beast. I can't wait. And I'm just going to observe from the background. But now, it's playing out on this round too. Higher level beings, higher level consciousness is watching this transition and praying and manifesting for the best. We're pulling all the way into the light. And the light will win because God wins. And love always wins. Okay. Now, simultaneously on this earth, there are those who are doing the exact same thing as the higher realms, okay? That are sitting back going, this ain't going to work, never change, he's selfish, this, that, and the third. They're counting him out. This angel has one foot in one realm and another foot in another, just like many of us do, okay? So, this angel can pull information for both realms. He's just not really conscious in how he's doing it. It's very interesting. Very interesting to watch. He's fighting right now. He's fighting. He feels like he's fighting this battle by himself. In this realm, he is. In the higher realms, he's not. But the reason why he's fighting and he feels that he's doing it by himself is because he has to do it by himself. Okay? There's not too much that any outside influences can do for this angel. And the reason why is because this angel also is private property. Whether he is operating in his light or his dark, he's still private property. Y'all must understand this. That means nobody can remove his crown but God. Nobody can allow his sword to be removed but God. And nobody can judge him but God. Okay? Nobody. All right? I don't care what your intentions are. This angel is still divinely protected, even in his flaws and error. Just like many of you who are private property as well. Why? Because we are all going through learning. Learning curves, right? What if the divine kept taking his hands off of you every time you fell? Would you ever get anywhere in life? Would you have the ability to ascend or evolve? No. Okay? So there's a level of patience and grace that the divine has that is unmatched. Humanity can't match that. So when we sit back and we observe in our patience and our love, that's when you know that you're in tune with the divine. And we sit back and we laugh and contemplate. Okay? Okay. Now, this angel has one foot in one world, the other foot in the other world. He's not all the time conscious of this. He is fighting. And he's fighting alone. And depending on how he processes this, is how he's going to get that sword. He's this close to it. Okay? I saw energy going back and forth. All right? Whereas when I first crafted it, he was way out here from me. Couldn't grab it. So I kept borrowing it. Now, this angel is fighting by himself because he has to. All right? This is part of his journey. This is part of his awakening. This is all between him and the divine. So take your hands off of it. Okay? Take your hands off of it. It's him and the divine alone. I'm only here to assist, to guide, okay? And to help awaken this process. All right? Ima is here doing the exact same thing. This angel didn't even realize that our connection, myself and Ima, was divinely orchestrated as well, because he has not quite figured out the roles yet. Okay. But what he is fighting for is his peace. Excuse me. His sanity. He's going in. He's reevaluating. Every time I look at this bubble, this angel is thinking. That's what he does. He's thinking and he's pacing. He's thinking and he's pacing. And then he goes to the sword and he tries to grab it. And then if he can't, he goes back into that contemplation mode. He's trying to orchestrate how to get that sword. He's trying to orchestrate that next move. He's trying to orchestrate and figure out who he is. And once that happens, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Get in alignment with God now. Okay? Because when he starts to wield that sword of truth, I don't care how close you are to this family member, he will not be able to see you physically to say, oh, this is my friend, I gotta spare them. He's going to see the energy and he's going to destroy it. He was called to do that. I have the sword because of his nature. I told you a long time ago, God doesn't change your personality, he changes the character. This particular angel has always been ambitious and competitive, right? So the divine used his competitive nature to make him want that sword, to make him want to take that from me. We're pulling the fire and the passion out of this angel. And he's doing the work alone in secret. Well, not anymore. I just told it. That's okay. He's doing the work alone. And when he transmutes that energy of guilt, or I failed, or I didn't do this right and I didn't do that right, once he transmutes that energy to, okay, this was a learning curve for me, I got it, okay? And once he taps into that higher nature of himself, and he taps into that flow of Holy Spirit, and then he becomes this perfectly divine, balanced being. Okay. This angel is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And you're not going to be able to stop him because he has been given the ability to judge. I don't judge. I don't do the judging. Okay? We're here. I'm here operating as a reincarnated ascended master. I'm here operating as a light, a guide to heal. I also am here operating as an activator. So people that I come in contact with get activated. They walk into their power and their gifts. Okay? But if he gets this right, he will be given the ability to judge. Now, while I have the sword, when he is ready, when his eyes open, when he see past the veil, when he starts to see the energy around the people, he's going to come for his sword. I don't care if I have it in my hand at that time. He's going to come for it, wherever it is. And when he comes for it, I'm going to present that to him. It's not mine. It is his. It was made for him. He's going to use it. Wake up. Okay? And I'm going to say encryptedly to this angel who is working on themselves secretly. He thinks it's secret. Who can't get out of his headspace. Okay? Constantly thinking and overthinking and analyzing and trying to figure out the next move and the next plan and, all of this stuff. And how do I get my sword back? How do I stand in my power? It is coming. Come out wherever you are. Don't underestimate this angel. And what I want to say in leaving, before I get out of here and take my mom to her appointment. Some of you are going to be in a very rude awakening. You thought you were winning. You won't win. We will remember. We are the light. We came here to do a job. We don't fail. We don't. It might look like it. We might have a minor setback. We might have a few setbacks, but we don't fail. Okay? Keep your prayers going. Keep your manifestation going. I learned a very long time ago always to pray for the angels. I used to teach that in my Sunday schools when I was in the churches. Pray for your angels. Why? Because they have free will and they can fall. We become too dependent on the angelic realm, not understanding they have personalities, they have free wills, they have flaws too. Pray for them. Pray for your ancestors. Pray for your spirit guides. Okay? It's not just about praying for humanity. Pray for the angels. I pray for the angels and try to clean their energy as often as I can. Because they're necessary. Okay? Stay encouraged. He's coming. And it's going to be a woe. And he's going to get his power. And some of you are not going to like it. But for those of us of the light, we gonna love it. Sorry. I'm Sophie. I love you all. And stay tuned. I'll keep you abreast of the interview. Have a wonderful day.